And welcome back to Slasher and the Final Girls. This is the What We Watched in February, where we discuss some of our favorite and maybe not so favorite horror shows and movies that we watched and where to find them. So to start off, what are the best things you watched or kind of consumed pop culture wise, and where did you find them? Austin.
Well, I've been getting ready for Scream 6 coming out. So through Shudder, I watched Scream 2, 3, and 4 just to help get ready. And what a blast that was, watching those ridiculous stuff. I've got to say. Highly recommend Shudder, Scream 2 through 4. Then on HBO Max, I watched a film called Thinner, which is
Stephen
about
King.
it. Yeah, Stephen King, Thinner. You know, I thought it was going to be way better than it was for the year that it came out, and it was not.
What year did it come
I
out?
forgot. 96. I thought it would be a little bit better. But it's about a gypsy curse, so that's interesting. One of the other people that got cursed, I would have really preferred to watch his curse going on. His curse was lizard. And I really wanted to watch that. I was like, a dude turns into a lizard. Why am I not watching that?
Lizard curse.
Guy loses a ton of weight. Yeah. And then for the kids listening, I watched Lockwood Co. It's a TV show on Netflix where it's like this supernatural thing. Kids can see ghosts, but ghosts like to kill people and make more ghosts, and the kids are the only ones that can combat them, and so the kids are fighting, and there's kid drama. So it was just entertaining. It was a new concept that I thought was really interesting.
I definitely thought this was a sequel to Lock and Key, so it's not a sequel to Lock and Key?
Not at all. No, it is a completely different series. I'm watching Lock and Key as well because I like the keys and the random ideas that keys unlocks and different things.
I thought it was so cool.
Yeah, it's really interesting. And funny. It's more of that teen drama that's just humorous to me because they're all idiots.
Are you still in your teenage angst era right now?
No, I'm kind of
not a phase, Mom.
But not a ton. But yeah, mainly watching the screams to get ready, and then just whatever I'm fancying at the moment, whatever looks good through the advertisement. So that was Lockwood Co. on Netflix. 8 episodes, so it's pretty quick. But each episode is almost an hour long, so it is a small devotion of time.
Do you think they'll pick it up for a sequel?
For which one?
Lockwood Co.
Oh yeah, there's going to be more for sure. It's going to be interesting. I like the side character, and then I want to see what sort of backstory they go into. The reason why ghosts are coming to life and attacking people, and one of their abilities is like a paralysis thing, which affects the main character's friend, and so she's trying to do the job of killing ghosts, getting rid of them, and then using her power, special power. Kids get special powers against ghosts, but she's super powerful, of course. So I want to see how they develop that and cause happiness for the ghost. Spirit.
I'll have to check it out, maybe.
Give it 1 episode, and then you can heavily choose to sail or bail.
I like that. A lot of people always be like, stick for second or third episode, and I'm like, not convinced.
No. You'll get pretty much everything in the first episode, whether or not you keep watching. Yeah, that's what I've been watching. Just pretty much those on Shudder, HBO Max, Netflix. Well, I am keeping up with The Last of Us, which I'm sure everyone is.
Yes. Are you up to date?
No, I'm behind by 1. I keep getting busy.
My heart. I'm on an emotional roller coaster.
I'll get on the teen angst roller coaster instead.
So we've all seen episode
entertaining.
3, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god.
So I was having a really sad blue day, and Scott said, let's watch Clerks 3. Like, that will pull you up out of your funk. Clerks 3 curb stomped me emotionally. And I still have not recovered. And Scott's like, okay, let's watch a zombie film. What's the worst that can happen? Episode 3 was that weekend. So after episode 3, I'm just racking sobs. And he was like, can we just go to bed? And I was like, let's just redo this day. I am emotionally hurt.
One of those days where you have to go to bed and like, we'll start over tomorrow. It's done. It's shot at this point.
I cried when I saw strawberries the other day at the grocery store. Like, damn you, Nick Offerman.
Such a good episode, man.
Oh, brilliant. I would watch it again just to go through it all over again.
Yep.
That's what I've been watching. What about you?
So I'm really into YouTube shorts right now for horror. That's because Fangoria Chainsaw Awards are coming up, and I wanted to watch them all just to see what it was all about. And Don't Peek, granted, didn't come out in 2022. I believe it's 21. But it reminded me a ton of Lights Out, and I was obsessed with Lights Out, the short.
Yeah.
The full movie version was awesome, but the short was just chef's kiss. So good.
Oh, yeah.
And Don't Peek reminded me a lot of it. Very kind of like holds that tension the entire time. And you get your little moment at the end. I can see people not liking it because it was so reminiscent of Lights Out that they might want something a little bit more ridiculous. Not ridiculous, I'm so sorry, a little bit more different. I came out in 2020, my apologies. And Game Informer and Nintendo Life were saying in 2020 when it came out that there was a chance it was going to get picked up for a full feature-length film like we saw with Lights Out. But that's the last I heard of it. And we haven't heard anything since. So I'm kind of hoping it wins at the Chainsaw Awards with Fangoria and maybe gets the traction it needs one more time to get a full-length feature, because everyone was dropped in 2020. Saw Skinamarink on Shudder, and this is like my moment coming back to Shudder to be like, all right, Shudder, show me what you got. And everyone talked about Skinamarink, and dear God, Shudder.
I'm with you on
I've never been so bored.
I am with you on this. I literally took me 2 days to finish. I fell asleep like 10 times. And what was that?
And the premise was so cool. Like, Nikki, I know we were talking about it before we started recording, but the data behind like what made this nightmare happen was it was a social media post. People responded, and people were saying how much like being trapped inside a house, no windows, no doors, was a common fear. And I love that we made that move, and we kind of took a big group poll of what to make the scary movie about, and then just decided to go super artsy on it. And I wish I was trapped in a so artsy. I wish I was trapped without like that movie playing, because that would be my nightmare, is that movie be the thing that's playing the entire time.
Yeah,
that's going to be my
place while you're trapped in the room. That's funny.
That's going to be my personal hell. Skinamarink on a loop. Why? Why?
I'm so sorry. I know what it takes to make a film. I mean, we're trying to make a podcast, and sometimes we have our moments. So, like,
we have a guest, Simba. Get down.
Try to get. Oh, we love cats. We're a cat podcast.
We're a cat
dog
podcast.
fans.
My apologies.
Beware. We all saw Blood and Honey together. It was our first little podcast outing. I'm interested to hear what you all think since we've seen it, because I know we left the theater feeling great and lovely. We met our best friend. By the way, if you're listening to us, sir, that's sat next down to Austin, we miss you. We genuinely love you.
We miss you.
That
we
was
need to see you again. Come on.
But you're the reason why I liked the film, good friend. Watching those ridiculous death scenes and hearing someone be like, God damn, in the background, that made it funny for me. Because if you were not there, I was super annoyed that I spent $13 to see that film.
No, it was good. But like,
I thought it was. Oh, go ahead, Austin. Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. The film. I've been saying that it was a really good college final exam movie.
Elaborate what you mean by that.
Explain.
Someone who had to create the movie as their final senior project to graduate from an art film school. Like, there was a lot of it that obviously was put in there just to make the teacher happy. Like, and it was reused over and over again just to make the teacher happy. Cool.
The amount of Dutch tilts to show, like, to make you uncomfy, it's like, okay, we've all taken a film 101 course. Please stop.
And then the strobe effects in the background all the time to try and, like, make you uneasy and scared. And then the fact that, like, the car chase scene sort of in the film was really, like, zero budget. And it was super effective. I mean, it did it. Like, you got that they're in a car chase, and you can't see the road, you can't see the background, nothing. All you see is the cab of the truck, and it's all dark outside, quote unquote outside, and like smoke is lit up, and you can see that it's blowing past and over the truck. So you get, oh, it's moving fast. I get it now. Yeah, that was effective. And how much did that cost? Like, nothing. That's brilliant. It's great.
Yeah, exactly.
More support to college graduate movie.
I like that analogy. That makes sense.
Yeah,
that was really good.
I still thought it was a great movie. It was hilarious.
Yeah. I thought it was funny. I thought it was entertaining. Courtney's like, please don't make me ever go through this again. It was
insane. The sequel with you guys, but God.
I know. I am excited for the sequel. Like, it was entertaining for me. I felt like it was one of those movies especially people our age, like, you have to see it. It's a classic. It's, how could you not see a horror movie based on Winnie the Pooh? Like, the buzz around it, you have to go see it. Was it obviously a cinematic masterpiece? No, but it was entertaining for me. What I did not like, I don't know, I might be in the minority, but I didn't like the mask. Like, I didn't like how they made Pooh and Piglet look. Like, to me, it literally looked like a thick, and I'm talking thick, country boy in overalls.
Double C's.
Yeah, double C's, triple C's, with like a bizarre, like, yellow mask on. And it looked like he was just wearing like yellow latex gloves. Like, I don't know. I thought they could have done.
But he's like
thick.
barely moving his fingers.
Yeah. So, I mean, it wasn't awful, but I wish they would have done a little bit.
But you got the point across of what the character is and who the character is.
I thought the background story was actually really cool. Like, the first 10 minutes, I'm going to say, I was thrilled. I was there for it.
The
I thought it
backstory
was such a cool
movie.
background story. And then they just kind of took the sharpest left turn and were like, we have to get this out before Disney can trademark things again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Christopher Robin.
I thought
oh my
that was
God.
Good. Yeah.
I hope in the sequel
Robin.
I hope they have more characters in the sequel. Like, who are we missing?
Like,
Owl?
Owl and
They mentioned
Rabbit.
Owl and Rabbit.
Rabbit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Tigger.
Yeah, Tigger. I was like, I know I'm missing someone.
Mentioned.
They mentioned Eeyore,
Yeah.
but I won't say why.
Couldn't get those right.
They didn't mention Tigger, did they? I don't remember Tigger being mentioned.
I don't remember them
They
mentioning
did
Tigger.
not mention Tigger, and that I was going off like the knowledge of what Winnie the Pooh is. I think Tigger probably came too late to the group, so he's probably like locked and sealed.
Well, there's also Kanga and Roo.
Yeah.
Look
That's what I'm saying. I hope they bring them in for the sequel.
That'd be interesting.
I mean,
I would love them to
there's a lot
tighten
of
up the story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because remember, like the Winnie the Pooh with Christopher Robin happened like 15 years ago in the story of this movie. So like they're older now, which is why Piglet was older. He actually had tusks, which was interesting. Like, oh yeah, he's a pig. Pigs grow up and get tusks.
I didn't think of that. That's a good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I was also just really annoyed with like the random moment where the girl's breasts were exposed.
Oh, yeah.
Barely. Like, if
nothing.
you were watching a horror movie to see the girls get stripped and then slaughtered, this is not the movie for you. You get
it was just like
barely anything.
He just like grabbed her and the shirt came off. I'm like, how did the shirt come off?
Man, it's got buttons on the back, obviously, and he just ripped those buttons off. Boom. Like in Silent Hill when the diamond head, I don't remember the video game character, like the big bad with the big axe that he drags behind him. He just grabs this girl by the chest and then rips off all of her skin.
Dang, this sounds like some Hellraiser stuff, man.
It's got oh, what's his name? Sean Bean. It's got Sean Bean.
Oh no, don't get him started.
He's Alex Trevelyan in James Bond, GoldenEye. He's 006. You'll know him more from Game of Thrones. He's the one that dies in like the 4th episode. Like the whole reason I started watching that series was for him.
Oh, what the hell? I was going to start watching it.
Winter's coming. That guy.
Winter's coming.
If you've not seen Game of Thrones, get out of here. It's been out for too long.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. And you have a favorite character, it dies. I don't care what character it is that's your favorite, it'll die.
Mine
That's what everyone said when I wanted to get into it. They're like, well, don't get a favorite character because they're going to die.
Yeah, I was mad. I was like, Sean Bean, it's 4th episode. That's the worst character to pick as your favorite. You don't even get a full season.
Oh no.
So
I will say my character made it.
I did?
Yeah. But once you watch it, I'll tell you who my favorite is.
All right.
Yeah.
I know.
All right. Blood and Honey. I'm over it. Let's move to the next one I saw. This one I will give out a shout out to Spencer from Ice Nine Kills. He tweeted about this on Valentine's Day, asking people to watch something outside of My Bloody Valentine. And Spencer, you hurt my feelings a little bit because we did just put out a podcast for that.
Yeah, right?
My goodness, Valentine 2001. It's free on Tubi. You have to deal with the ads, but honestly, it was so much fun, and I'm really bummed that completely flew under the radar for me. So you have Denise Richards, you have David, oh my goodness, Catherine Heigl. Thank you. I practiced multiple times, and I just saw his name, and I was like, you ever get that where your brain just is like, nope, we don't know how to pronounce that anymore?
Like, sit down.
Thank you for that save, Nikki. Katherine Heigl and Marley Shelton from Scream. So you have like a solid cast in there. And it was good. Have any of you seen Valentine 2001?
Yeah.
Not.
Okay. I really liked it. I like the mask. I like the mask thing that they do that looks like kind of like the big Cupid or whatever with the curly hair.
Yeah, very Phantom-esque as well.
I liked it.
But it was so much fun. It was a classic 2000 slasher, like a great slasher to watch.
What we love. I'm glad Spencer talked about that one because it's underrated.
Yeah, he tweeted it, and I saw that and I was like, "What are you talking about?" And I just Googled where to stream it, and they're like Tubi for free, and for it to be on Valentine's Day and it's up for free. I was like, "Let's watch it," and we were so impressed. It does have like classic 2000s moments where there is like casual racism and very misogynistic comments. So if those things bother you, I always go to doesthedogdie.com to check my content triggers to make sure like eyeballs aren't going to pop out or I'm not going to see bones because we know I hate that.
She does not like eyeballs.
Do not soft tissue. It stays in you. You keep that in there. And then like the last two things to talk about, I saw Piggy on Hulu. If you like foreign films, this is a Spanish horror film, and it's about a woman who's bullied for her weight and basically gets confronted with a chance to save the people who've tormented her or to kind of let them have the day that they deserve. Really cool. I'm not going to give you anything else because it will explain a little bit more, but I definitely was sitting there being like, the people who picked on me, like, if given this opportunity, which road would I take type thing. Highly recommend it. Put the subtitles on. Enjoy it. And last thing I consumed in February was the Final Girl Support Group by Grady Hendrix. It's going to be made into a TV series, so read the book before it's a TV series. Came out in 2021, and I really enjoyed it. The first Grady Hendrix book that I wasn't disgusted by. He tends to gross his readers out a bit, which, Nikki, you'll love. Awesome for you. For me, I'm like, he's a brilliant writer and just can easily discuss people. I listened to it on an audiobook, and the cool thing if you go with audiobook is Adrienne King, who's the final girl from Friday the 13th, reads it, which I thought was the coolest little cameo.
That's cool.
She does get clocked constantly for how she reads it, so I had to listen to it at 1.3 times to she takes a lot of pauses, and as an actor, I'm not entirely sure why she spoke the way she spoke. She sounded a little bit robotic at times, which I'm not entirely sure of, but I'm sure there's a reason why. So, highly recommend it. Go enjoy. Nikki, your turn.
Okay. I spent a lot of time in the movie theater this month, living my best life. So we went through Winnie the Pooh. Mm-hmm. I saw, this one I was kind of torn on. Knock at the Cabin. I wouldn't say it's full-blown horror, but there's horror aspects to it. More thriller, I'd say, than anything else. But I saw the premise and I was like, this is a really cool premise. It's an M. Night Shyamalan movie, so that there's going to be the twist. I don't know. He's polarizing. People, I love him. Other people, I hate M. Night Shyamalan. I love the twist. I'm a fan of the twist. So I was waiting for the twist the whole time. No twist. I'm like, what? Of every M. Night Shyamalan movie, yeah, exactly. Of every M. Night Shyamalan movie I've ever seen, and I've seen dozens, this is the first one that didn't have a twist. So
maybe the twist
have we
was
checked
just
on him to make sure he's okay?
I know. I'm like, is he okay? Are you sure he did this? This doesn't make sense. But it started out really good, thrilling, keeping you on the edge of your seat. What are they going to do? Because the premise is these people are trying to prevent the apocalypse. And so they show up to this random cabin in the woods where this couple is with their daughter. And they're basically, one of you has to kill one of you to prevent the apocalypse. And it's this decision. What are they going to do? Oh my God. And then it just gets insanely predictable. It's this extremely predictable downward spiral. But for my Harry Potter fans, Ron Weasley is in it. Top tier. So good. So good. I can't think of the actor's name, but Ron Weasley is in it. Mm-hmm. But my main shout out goes to Batista, who I'm a huge wrestling nerd. So I grew up watching wrestling. He plays this role so good, just hands down, stole the show. You're used to seeing him in, a wrestler, a Rock type, the Rock type, always this badass, whatever. He played this really gentle role, he was a school teacher. So good. Oh my God, just so good. So it's worth seeing, but you're going to be waiting for that twist. And when it doesn't happen, you're going to be like, dang it. They start rolling the credits and you're like, really? But definitely worth it just to see Batista.
The twist is there's no twist.
There's no twist.
I was just going to say that, Austin. Is that the twist? It's the joke.
It's not. That there's, right? You're on the edge waiting for the twist, but then there's no twist. Okay. Me and Courtney got to discuss this one. Cocaine Bear.
I will fight you on this one.
Me and Courtney are fighting on this one. Now, I loved, and you know me, I loved the gore. There was some you're just expecting okay, this bear is just going to maul a bunch of people, but there's such good and interesting kills and gore. There's an ambulance scene that is my absolute favorite. Loved it. Loved it. But when the bear wasn't on screen, which was a lot, there was so many damn subplots. I just found it boring. And I say that with also saying obviously, again, I know that Cocaine Bear isn't going to be a cinematic masterpiece with top tier acting. Although Ray Liotta, oh my God, so good in it. So good.
Rest in peace, sweet man.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Because he played this role that like it wasn't like making fun of itself, like meta making fun of itself. Like he played that role, dude. It was so good. But like other than that, like not that the acting was bad, but I just found the dialogue just like cringy and boring. And when I was reading reviews, because I'm like, oh, let's see what other people, I like to see what other people think, not letting it sway me either way, but just seeing. And everyone was like, it was hilarious. I'm like, I don't remember laughing once. I didn't find it funny, but I loved the bear, dude, obviously. But
we had such a good
Courtney
crowd.
felt a little different.
I love that film. Scott and I were giggling the entire time. Like the lines were funny. I'm not going to give away lines because you deserve to see that line in theaters. But Nikki, you and I share that line. Like I could not stop laughing. That one, I saw it with my coworkers.
Yeah.
One of my coworkers had to lean over and be like, "You good?" And I was like, "No, this is magical, man."
But yeah,
awesome.
It's definitely worth
see it. Let's make Nikki see it with us again, and you'll enjoy it.
I would definitely see it again. Like, it's not something that I'm like, oh god, like Skinamarink. No, you couldn't pay me to watch that again.
Oh,
but Cocaine
never again.
Bear,
Shudder.
No, Shudder. What are you doing to us? But it was
they
definitely
owe us reparations for watching
fun.
that.
We want our reparations, man. That was all for the theater. I know we kind of touched on The Last of Us. If you're not watching The Last of Us, hit me up. I'll give you my HBO Max password, because I'm telling you, like, I love but also hate like the episodic because like we're so used to like Netflix binge watching Stranger Things, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like this makes you wait till every Sunday. I hate it, but I
regular
also
TV,
right? Remember back in the day when we had to wait for regular TV and like the commercial, you have to run into the kitchen and get a snack and run back real quick. Yeah. But like, I also love it because like that's what I get like excited for on Sundays. I'm like, yes, it's The Last of Us. Like,
it's a routine, though.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Like it's a fun routine.
Exactly. I love it. And it's so like, and I'm not a gamer, so I can't talk from like the gaming aspect, but I know a lot of people have been like, it's very true to the game. Did you ever play it, Austin? The Last of Us?
I did not.
Oh, okay.
It was on PlayStation.
You're our resident gamer.
Yeah, I didn't have PlayStation. Just Xbox
but,
and GameCube.
But I know, like, right? I know. But it's just like, it's such a unique, like, quote unquote zombie story to me, or like apocalyptic kind of story, because the people are being infected by a fungus, and it's disgusting. It's literally disgusting. Yeah, like you know us, we talk and like not much like grosses us out, but when the little mushroom things like come out of their mouth, disgusting. Yes. I know. I'm like I cannot like
sentient thing coming out.
Yeah, like you ever go to like Korean barbecue or something and you get those little skinny mushrooms?
And that's what it looks like.
Yes, and I'm like I cannot eat them again. I'm done.
Like one of those, but more furry.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
It's disgusting, dude.
And it's wild is that those spores have in real life infected insects.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Where'd you see that?
A heavy foundation of the story of that is possible. This is possible. Okay.
Yeah.
How are you not freaking out?
I will say, we're big mushroom people. We usually always have like a portobello mushroom burger, mushrooms on pizza, and we got Domino's pizza. I want to say like around episode 3, and I picked the mushrooms off because I was like, I can't right now. Give me a few months. HBO's ruined this.
Don't blame you, dude. It has ruined mushrooms for us, man. I'm telling you, it's disgusting, but also awesome at the same time. So.
Ugh.
Yeah, that's a definitely must watch out of anything. Yes, I read. So I made it my goal to read a book a month. This month I went really light. I read The Hellbound Heart by Clive Barker. Yeah, so it's the book that was that Hellraiser was based off of. It's super short, so if you're looking for like just a quick read, I think I read it in the past couple days because I was like, oh my God, I'm at the end of February. I gotta read something real quick. It's short, it's sweet. It's pretty true to the story of Hellraiser, other than like a couple one character, like Christy in the movie is Larry's daughter, but in the book it's his coworker who like kind of has a crush on him. So I was like, this is kind of weird. But other than that, like it really centers. Yeah, right. Bold move. But it mostly centers around Frank and Julia, and I love the Cenobites in it. The Cenobites are my favorite. But it really only mentions them in the beginning and the end. So I wish there was like more. I'm like, give me more. But like, that was my first Clive Barker book. You know, I'm a huge Stephen King stan. So, but this made me be like, okay, I got a little taste of Clive Barker's writing. Like, I'm ready to dig into more. So definite recommend. And it's only 164 pages. So a quick read, not a Stephen King 800-page book.
164 pages or characters?
Pages.
Just pages. That's way too long.
It's thin.
Characters, I think, would be a paragraph, wouldn't it?
The book is good. Then make a movie. I'm going to watch the movie. Okay.
Yeah. We know you don't read. We got it.
We're gonna make you a reader, Austin. I'm convinced. Like we're gonna
try.
try.
I read books. I read 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. I read Herland. Stars My Destination. Frankenstein.
So you're reading some happy stuff.
Frankenstein.
Gosh,
it was all for school.
Oh.
It was just school requirements.
School's in session, Austin. Get a book.
Yeah. But that was it. That was it for me. I ordered, by Courtney's recommendation, My Heart is a Chainsaw, so that'll be my book for March.
I'm so excited.
I'm excited.
Love Stephen Graham Jones' writing.
Yeah, I'm stoked. I'm trying to branch out from Stephen King. You know what I mean?
Let's move to another Stephen then.
I just bought a new comic book.
Good with it.
Oh, what'd you get?
What kind of comic?
Hold on. I got because I'm working through the series, and I got one super got one for like $2, and it turns out it was like volume 2. I'm like, I can't start reading this one unless I read the first one, so I have to get the first one. Anyways, it is DC Comics Bombshells, which is DC heroes in the era of World War II. And most of the heroes are now females and not males at all.
That's dope.
And the villains, they're all females. And the squad of heroes for World War II, all these superpowered metahuman alien girls, are the Bombshells. Get it? Because they're also they're drawn with heavy curves.
We're here for it.
Are bombshells themselves. So like there's Batwoman, there's Harley, but instead of Joker, it's the Joker's daughter, who is like the crazy Joker person. Vixen's in it, Wonder Woman's in it. They didn't change anything. But also Constantine is in it, and he's like the only guy besides Lex Luthor, but Constantine, he's one of my favorites. I love it, using his magic and all that religious such. And he says they're all real for him. All the gods are real, and so that always intrigued me with Constantine. So that's
fun.
The
same as Constantine, the movie with Keanu Reeves?
So you mean the Keanu Reeves movie is the same as the comic book that it's based off of?
Is it?
Yeah.
You're the expert.
Speaking of, there's going to be another Constantine. So we need to rewatch Constantine.
There we go.
Super good.
There we go.
I don't know if it's going to have anything to do with the first. I literally just don't know. I don't know.
Well, stick around. Hopefully we'll be able to watch it.
Yeah.
Well, this is what we watched in February. Let us know if we missed anything. There's plenty of horror out there. And if you're a Skinamarink fan, please tell us how and why. Because I want to know. We need some answers. We're still not watching things from Screenbox. If anyone finds something awesome on Screenbox, let us know. I'm starting to see a lot more other channels pick up Screenbox and talk about them. So always interested, and come visit us for March when we talk about the things we watched, read, enjoyed, consumed in March. But until then, we'll see you later.
See ya.